Hello and welcome back to the Calculator Review, hosted on Calculator.com. Today is day 18 of Calculatober, and I've got something pretty cool. This is the Astro by Kosmos. It's a personal astrological computer from the year 1979. It's printed on the bottom. This is the world's first handheld astrological calculator. I found this on eBay for a little over 20 bucks. Which was a great deal because these are pretty hard to find. These aren't very common. And I guess the reason why, well, here's a warranty card. I guess the reason why is because nobody really cares about astrology. I don't know. I don't buy into it, but some people do. And I really like calculators, so I don't really care what they represent. I just want the calculator. So. For something from 1979, this thing looks awesome. It's very futuristic. It's got a brushed aluminum, but it's kind of bluish, and blue is like the motif that they go for all around on this. Just a really, really nice looking calculator. And here on the back it has some more information about astrology. So I've started using rechargeable batteries, and I've already got them inserted in this. Trying to be less wasteful with my reviews. So, turning it on. Right now it's set astrological mode, but I'm going to start with the calculator mode, and it's just basic functionality. Divided, multiply, subtract, and add. So, nothing too interesting as far as that goes, but I mean, if you want just a really basic calculator, this will do it, but I mean, you're paying a lot more than you would for just a regular standard calculator, so you're probably going to want to use the astrological functions. So let's switch over to that. Clear. And I had to write down some notes on how to use this, because it's not very intuitive. I tried to figure it out by heart, but I just couldn't. So I'm going to plug in birth date. So we'll go with, what's today? 17, oops, that's not the month. Let me clear that. So, month would be 10, 17. Now, the last two digits that go in here are for the year, so this can only go up to the year 1999. So anything beyond that is not going to do any good. So if you're trying to use this for someone who's less than today years old, whatever it is, 20, yeah, it's not going to work. So we'll go with 85. Then you press this astrological calculator button, B1, and sit and patiently wait, and it'll flicker for a bit. So what it's doing is it's calculating the positions of the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars according to their astrological signs. So it takes a moment, but it is kind of cool to watch. And once it stops flickering, then we can begin our analysis of this pretend person. Okay, so the Sun is in position 7, which is Libra. Mercury is in position 8, which is Scorpio. Venus was in position 7, which is Libra again. And Mars is in position 6, which is Virgo. So we then take this piece of paper here. This is a printed out page of the manual that was supposed to come with it, but this one that I bought didn't come with it. So, the Sun is the will, ego, purpose, Mercury is mind, Venus is love, and Mars is style. So, this imaginary person, their purpose in life is to seek harmony, concerned with fairness. Their mind, how they think and communicate, is probing, researching, looking below the surface. Love, 7, is what do I value and how do I relate to others. Diplomatic, sharing, seeks relationships. And style, how do I act. Controlled, dedicated, in particular. I mean, that could really describe a lot of people I know who were not born on this date. These are very vague. So not exactly all that useful. But the calculator itself is really cool, and I like what it's trying to do here. I guess the average person who would have bought this was probably someone who was really into astrology, but given how it looks, I mean, as a calculator collector, I love it. This is one of my favorite devices. It's not common. It's very unique, and it's got a lot of other features too. I've just gone over like the most basic part of it. So you can also use this to test astrological compatibility with people of different signs. So you'd plug in one person's date and then another person's date, or their birth dates, and it will actually give you what it thinks is your compatibility, I guess. But it's pretty cool because it, looking at this from like an astronomical perspective, is where it gets really interesting, because this actually is talking about where these bodies were positioned in the sky on that given date. So while I don't believe in the astrology part of it, it's certainly pretty interesting from the astronomical perspective. So I think it's cool. And I just can't get over how awesome it looks. Sadly, there are screws under this label, so I am unable to take this thing apart. I would really like to get inside of it, but I don't want to damage this thing at all. I mean, this is a really fascinating calculator, and yeah, I don't want to cause it any damage. I want this thing to last, because it's a really unique part of computer history, and it's a really neat application of a calculator. So, taking a look at some of this other stuff, the box is pretty plain. It doesn't really say much about what this thing is, other than that it's an astrological computer. But back in 1979, I don't know what people would have expected seeing this box. It comes with a really nice little leather case. I keep cleaning it, but because of the styrofoam, it keeps getting dirty again. So I've given up trying to clean this thing, so it's just always going to have these little styrofoam stains on it. But overall, the calculator just like, it feels like a brick. This thing is very heavy duty. Definitely one of the more durable calculators I've seen. When I got it, it had some corrosion on the inside, and there's still a little bit left. We just need to clean that out with some alcohol, but it's not a big deal. It still works just fine. And here we got a serial number. So I'm assuming quite a few of these were made, but they are not easy to find. Like I said, I found it on eBay for a really good deal. It was only 20 bucks, but I've seen these get up to $50 or $60. But given the fact that they're not really all that useful anymore, considering a lot of people are born after 1999 now, there's really no point in using this for anyone under the age of 20 now. So. But it's still really cool, and I've said that a bunch of times because I think it's cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review. I certainly did. This is one of my favorite calculators, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!